Hello, my name is Ren, and I am going to show you how I use Silhouette Studio for my print and cut stickers. Um, there are a couple different ways to do this. This is just my preferred way. I'm going to show you how to set up a page, how I do it, how to add bleed for stickers if you don't want borders, and I will also no, actually, that's all we need because the most updated version of Silhouette Studio fixed the bleed and the size of the bleed. In previous versions recently, the bleed was very small and didn't always work well. Um, I'll actually show you, to start off, I'll show you what bleed is. I'm going to use my gelatinous cube as an example before I show you how to set up a page. So with bleed, it gives like a little bit of extra out here when you do your print so that when it cuts, if it is a little bit off, it doesn't leave white behind. It actually, like, you'll see when I get to it. Because Silhouette, and I did learn this through tech support on previous issues that I had back a while ago, that they do allow 1 to 2 millimeters of it being off, like the cut being off, as acceptable. Because it's technology and nothing's perfect. Okay, so this is my typical print and cut page. When you first open the program, it doesn't always, I have it set so it's default, new project wizard. All right, so we'll do blank document. So this is the page setup. You definitely want to make sure this is set right. It auto, on all of them, it always autos this A4 auto sheet feeder. That is an extra thing that you can buy. Honestly, I'm not even going to say that because that's my opinion. I don't need it. I just go auto, which is manual. I have a Portrait 3. So I also have a Cameo 4, but we're going to use the Portrait 3. And then we're going to go make sure it's that way. Cutting mat, I always just go auto. And then on this, I always go to letter. When you're doing print and cut, it's actually really important that you do letter. And also make sure your printer is set to letter. I did find that off of another video. I will link that in the description. She's super helpful on some issues, print and cut issues. So this is the start of it. So if you want to do print and cut specifically, you're going to want to go to under page setup, this right here, it says registration marks, and turn those on. And then I always bump up the thickness just to be safe. Don't touch anything under position unless you really know what you're doing. I never touch this. And then if your stickers do not have a white border, you're going to want to select print bleed, and I usually put about halfway. It's going to be a lot, you'll see, once we put something in here. So let me go ahead and open my Etsy stuff and see what files we can do. Nope, none of my Locktoon stuff. We're going to have to do, okay. Here, I'll do my emotional support water bottle sticker. So all I did for that, to bring it on here, I'll show you. So I have my files here, and I have 2 windows. So if you don't, you can click on your thing, on your file, and just drag it over. This always says low resolution, might print, causing graininess, blah, blah, blah. I've never had that issue with stickers. Obviously, if it's super tiny and you blow it up, it becomes an issue, but because we're making this one smaller, it's not going to be an issue, and they print out just fine. So for your sizing, your size of your stickers right here, make sure you lock the proportions if that's unlocked. And then I do all of my stickers at 3 inches. And, sorry, my phone's going off. I do all of my stickers most of my stickers at 3 inches. Some because of the text I adjust, but that's completely just how you want to do it. So I just change this to 3 inches. The height should automatically update. You hit enter, and then you have your sticker. So I was told, it was recommended not to put anything in this very, very top section, because sometimes it'll affect the registration mark. So I always try and keep within this like square, even though it just shows these grayed areas. It's like the areas you don't want to do. I just do that because better safe than sorry. But then you can just Control C, Control V, and make a bunch of stickers. And I kind of try and like fit them, give a little bit of space because remember we're going to do the bleed. And then I'm going to copy this. think, oops. And I'm going to risk it for this tutorial and see if I can put it down there, just because this is a tutorial. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But you can play around with it, see what works for you, and see if it'll still read this. It's mostly up here that I've noticed a lot of issues, and sometimes this thing will get messed up. This is part of the reason why you want to make sure on your design area setup that this is set to letter, and that your printer is also set to letter, because sometimes this registration mark will end up like up here for some reason. Also, one update that I found, which I might do another video for, is actually my files got messed up. I don't know how, but like the save file hadn't moved up as well because of whatever error happened. So once I reset it, the page fixed itself, because here is my library where I save everything that I already have set up, pages for everything. Oh, I had this one already. Whoops. And I actually had to go and redo the file, and it fixed everything. Because nothing's more frustrating than going and trying to print after you've printed stuff out, use the ink, use the laminate for it not to cut. Okay, so let me toss some bees, because I also really like to fill in the space as much as possible on these sheets. So I do these little freebies. Get it? This is my mascot of my shop. I do these much smaller though. And part of the reason for these is to fill up space, because if you're going to use these papers, you might as well use as much of it as possible. Scooch this down. I might be able to fit one more. Yeah, boy, there we go, 6 little bees. Okay, so now that you have the page set up, you're not going to see the print bleed yet, but I do have it set. I have it at 0.07, and you won't see it until you click the print button. And there, yeah, see, 0.07 is a pretty good. It's okay if it touches here. So this basically just gives you kind of a buffer. I know it looks kind of weird and like pixelated in different colors. It doesn't really show up when you go to print it or when you go to cut it, because it is so, it's just a little bit of a buffer. And like I said, as long as your calibration isn't super off, it'll be just like a sliver, and it's almost unnoticeable, but it's so much less noticeable than if it's just the white. And then you just print, and that's how you do it. So with printing, so this might be different for different printers, but I have the Canon IP8700, and for my settings, always check your preferences. I always triple check this. I found really good results with photo printing on matte photo paper, even though I use a glossy paper. It just gives me the best quality. Make sure your printer paper size is letter. That is what you want. You want this to match your setup. And then the rest of this is kind of just dependent on your printer, like where the paper source comes from. And I just do standard. High quality doesn't really, there's stickers, like 3-inch stickers. I think the quality under standard is perfectly fine. High is really good for like photo printing, like if you're actually printing on photo paper. I just use standard, and then you hit OK, and it prints, or you hit OK, and then you select your number of copies. I will also say, if you have any of these options, make sure they're off, because it can affect your print, especially if you do borderless printing. That can screw everything up. You can save it whenever you need to, preview it if you really want to, even though you have the preview here straight from the program. And then you hit a print, and then it'll print your stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much how I use this program. Now, I want to show you a trick. If for some reason they do an update, and I'll delete these to show how I do this. Say they do an update and the print bleed ends up doing the thing again where it's like so teeny tiny that it almost doesn't work. And you need something because that white's still showing up. So the trick I've done is there's an option on this program called offset. So if you click on your thing and you go to the star with like the weird like extra line about it, if you click that, it creates kind of this like extra buffer. And you can also use this for creating borders. I haven't done it, so I haven't used it quite for that, but I would imagine it works the exact same way. So one thing, when you go to do your send, one note, you notice how both of these lines are the same color. So that means your program is going to cut both those lines. And if you're doing this trick, you don't want that, because basically what you're doing is trying to put a buffer on the outside of your sticker image so the white doesn't show up. And you can see this by clicking the send option. So go back to design and find your outside offset, or you can do this when you create it. So what I do is I just change the color. This right here changes the color of the line. I use purple because it's my favorite color, and actually it did not work. Why did that not work? Okay, see, something here went wrong. So I was probably on, yep, I was on the wrong thing. So this is why it's important to make sure you're on the right thing. So my red is the sticker itself, and then it should, nope, still selecting, come on, boom, no. Okay, so this is why I like to use I do this while I have, like, once I made it. Okay. So now let's turn that purple. All right, and then before you click out of it, and it's good to zoom in too, so you can grab whatever color, because this is such a thin line around it. I want to grab this outside color, because again, we're making a buffer. So I select that. I select by the grid. Right now it's completely transparent. And then I select the dropper tool, and then I go to the color, bam. And you see there, zoom out, now you have this nice border of the same color, and you just click out of it. All right, and then I recommend doing this to 1, and then you just Control-C, Control-V, flip it around, and place it. And then you can select both of them, zoom out, copy paste. Whoops, that didn't work. Control-C, Control. Control-V, there we go. Don't know what happened there, that was weird. Control-V, whoops. Be careful where you click. So the second time that happened. Okay, so this time it doesn't fit quite as well, so I need to do some adjustments. I think I made these two a little lower than my last one. So we're just gonna switch, and you can just like click and drag to get. Okay, and probably because of the borders, or maybe this guy's a little bit higher. Yeah, there we go. Now we can move that guy down, and everybody fits. And then, so when you go to print this with this technique, so you're seeing, like last time, all the lines are selected. So you don't want that. What you want is to eliminate those purple lines. So what you would do is up here you see simple, line, and fill. You'll go to line. Don't ask me what that black one is. For some reason it made my beads black. So we're going to leave those there. And you're going to deselect the purple. And then you see you just have the red and the black. And then here you can set like how it's cut. So like when I do Kiss Cut stickers or like sticker sheets, I use 2 different lines. One has my die cut settings and one has my Kiss Cut settings. I have not done those in a long time, but I do plan on eventually bringing my sticker sheets back now that I have the new machine. And once I do, I'll do a small tutorial for that. But yep, and that's it for setting up your sheet. I could, if people want, to do another tutorial for the actual cutting of the stickers and how to use the machine itself. But if you want that, comment, let me know. And that's that. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment or DM me. Comments are best because then other people can also see what you asked, so people aren't DMing the same question 800 times. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Okay, bye!